Anglers Extra.
It's time now for an Anglers In-Depth. I'm Keith Zubrow here with manager John Schiffner as we speak about the All-Star Game coming up here in 2013. Now, Schiff, you've been at this for a long time, but what does the All-Star Game mean to you and this league?
Well, I think to me, it's the best day of the summer. It's just a very relaxed day. Everybody has a good time. You know, the coaches are all together in the dugout telling stories about what happened so far this season. You know, just some silly stuff that usually, you don't know about, you don't hear about. Just little things like that. And then, we have our illegal gambling going on in the dugout, and we bet on which pair of coaches will wave in the most runs. And there's a considerable amount of money on that.
How's your record with that?
I've won a couple bucks every once in a while. Yeah, we throw a couple bucks in and just have a laugh with that. Of course, Engler takes it too seriously. He almost got Matt Laporta killed about 7 or 8 years ago because he really wanted the money very badly. Left fielder had not even got the ground single to left field. Laporta had not even reached third base, and Engler's waving him, and it was ugly. And no collision, thank God, and the catcher dropped the ball, and he was the happiest guy in the whole ballpark. Of course, Scott Pickler was furious because Laporta was his guy who almost got killed. So it was, but it gets intense. It gets intense.
Well, you've been not only a coach but also a player, and you played in an All-Star Game. What's your best memory from that experience?
Actually, I didn't play. I was an alternate, but I was allowed to travel. I was an alternate on the team. We traveled up in 1976. We traveled to Fenway Park, which was we traveled to Yankee Stadium. Fenway Park was the following year. Went down to Yankee Stadium and played the Atlantic Collegiate Baseball League, and unfortunately did them in badly, which led to the fact that about 3 or 4 years later they decided not to go and play these teams, because a long time ago we would play the Atlantic Collegiate League, and we would play them either at Yankee Stadium, Fenway Park, or even the Vet in Philadelphia. And it just wasn't very good. So we decided to keep it home, and that's the way we've been doing it, with the exception of going to Fenway the past 3 years.
Well, it's at Red Wilson Field this year. Do you like it better now that it's on the Cape again?
Yes, I do. I do know that it's for the kids. They really enjoyed being at Fenway, playing a game at Fenway. And I do certainly understand that. But there's something about tradition with me that it's better here for our fans, the franchises. So it's a real tough call, because the kids just love playing at Fenway. So it's a very, very difficult call, but like I said, I'm a traditionalist when it comes to that, and I think the way we've been doing it has been pretty good, and it keeps it more community oriented. So I do like it here, but not by a lot, because I personally don't like to go all the way up to Boston. It's a long, long day, and I've been at Fenway, I've played at Fenway. I'm a Yankee fan, so it's not my favorite day. But when you see your kids smiling, and it's one of the greatest moments of their lives, because that might be the only time they're going to be playing a game on a big league field. That's pretty cool, and I understand that. So it's not about me; it's about them. And if they said, okay, the game's at Fenway Park again this year, I'd go up. I mean, that's what I'm supposed to do. I would go up. And again, what brings you through the day, gets you through the day, is see the smile on the kids' faces.
Now, Schiff, you guys made the selections this morning at 8 a.m. Kind of walk me through that process.
Pretty much it's the five of us, 5 guys on each side sit there, and we have the league statistic in front of us, and we nominate our players at each position that we feel they should be an all-star. And, you trust the integrity of each other, and you look at the league stats, and I think we did a good job. We came up with a really nice team, and, some people might be a little disappointed, but unfortunately that's what happens. And at the end of the day, stats have to be the deciding factor. You have a hard number to deal with, a quantitative number, so that's what happens. And it's a good. We have the 5 of us been together for a long, long time, and we've really enjoyed each other's company, and we get it done with real quickly, and we move on.
Now, you guys have 4 All-Stars this year. Dante Flores from Southern Cal. You have Matt Gage from Siena, J.D. Davis from Cal State Fullerton, and Connor Joe from San Diego. First with Dante Flores, it's his second year on the Cape. Now, he struggled after his freshman season, but he's been so impressive this year. What's the difference, and how happy are you for him?
Well, first of all, very, very happy. He's one of the nicest young men I've ever had an opportunity to coach, and I couldn't be happier that this season has turned successful for him. And that just shows you the character of the individual, that he came back. He was one of the, almost shocked that I asked him back. And I said, no, you deserve to come back for a second chance. And, he thanked me profusely when we talked about that, and couldn't thank me enough when he got here. And this is the reward I received, that, he's worked hard. He's been very coachable, and he's on fire right now. And again, that's to his credit. He's really, really worked extremely hard, and this is what you get.
He's one of two starters joined by Connor Joe. Now, Connor had a monster day at the plate yesterday, but what's his character off the field that allows him to be so successful?
Well, again, he's a very hard worker. I mean, he's an animal in the weight room, and, he keeps himself in tremendous condition. And again, it's you're not going to make the All-Star team if you're not a hard worker. I'm sorry. Along the way, somehow, the hard workers will be rewarded, and the ones who don't work hard are not going to be rewarded. So I don't know too many people at this level or any higher level that is a slacker and makes the All-Star team. If they do, they're very, very lucky.
You also have J.D. Davis and Matt Gage. Two of them are reserves in this game. First with Matt Gage, you expected him to have a breakout summer this season, and he's lived true to it. He's 3-0 in his last 3 starts. What's he doing so well out there, and how much did he deserve this?
Oh, there's no question. I mean, he's just had a phenomenal year. I'm sure, you check the statistics of all the lefties in the league, his stats are probably one of the best of any lefty in the league. We knew it was coming. We saw it. We heard about it. I saw it a few times, not personally, but saw it a few times, and he's very, very good. And he's a pitcher, but he's got the potential to be, one of those tweeners. I mean, he's got a chance to throw 92, 94 miles an hour. And with the way he pitches, if he mixes that in with some, that velocity, he's going to be very, very good. He does everything a pitcher is supposed to do. He has runner control, keeps the ball down. He can strike you out when he has to. He can get you out. He fields his position well. He's a pretty good athlete. I mean, he's full package out there. It's been fun to watch. And another guy that, he works hard.
J.D. Davis is the last All-Star. He's a two-way player. He throws about 93, and he can also hit for power, 2 home runs on the season. When's the last time that you've seen a player with that type of ability at the plate and on the mound?
Ooh, that's a good question. I don't know. I mean, I wish I had more time to prepare for that. I'm sure we've had somebody here.
But it's rare.
It's extremely rare. I mean, last year with Aaron Brown, he had the potential to be that. I mean, tremendous left-handed pitcher, great power. When Brownie figures out, to cut down his strikeouts, Brownie's going to be very, very good. I think JD's got a little bit more power than Louis Leckage, but again, Louis Leckage was a hell of a two-way player for us and for San Diego. And those guys are really valuable now in college ball and in the Cape Cod League. I mean, because it takes up 2 spots instead of 1, so it actually frees you up to get more depth. That's why we have the depth that we had with this roster. Going back with JD and Kenny Koplov, that gave us a real chance to get 2 other players because you already got those pitcher positions, or 2 other pitchers because you've already got those positions covered, so you can carry a 15-man pitching staff to make sure you're all right. So two-way guys are valuable. JD's pretty special. He's pretty special. I go back to JD's kind of like a Brooks Kieschniks of the 80s or 90s. I mean, big-time player for the University of Texas and actually pitched in the big leagues. He was a monster DH for Texas. I mean, that's who JD reminds me of.
Now, Schiff, this game not only means a lot to you and to the coaches and to the players, but in terms of the future of these guys, how many of them are likely to see their teammates in the All-Star game down the line?
Oh, a lot of them. I mean, if you're a Cape League All-Star, you're going to go a little ways in pro baseball. There's no question. So these guys will meet up again, whether it's next spring or when they're playing rookie ball or whatever. They'll see each other again. It's kind of something I said today when I had an opportunity to speak to the entire league. I mentioned to them about the Cape League Brotherhood. Everybody knows who played in the Cape Cod League, and guys will ask, who'd you play for or when did you play, and so they'll. It's special, and to be an All-Star, very, very special.
And we'll finish up with this: 21 seasons as a head coach, more as an assistant, as a player, as I mentioned. Do you have one memory from one All-Star game that sticks out in your mind above all the rest?
Boy.
It's a lot of years, so we got to give him a couple seconds to think about this one.
Memory of an All-Star game. I guess it was 1977, and I was back as an assistant coach for the Harwich Mariners, and I was asked to go to Fenway Park, and I was the batting practice pitcher for the game. And Steve Balboni at the time was playing for Yarmouth Dennis, and he must have hit 35 balls over the green monster, and I just kept pumping him, and I never missed his bat, and it was just, everyone just stopped and watched him just keep hitting and hitting. The scouts are saying, keep throwing, and I'm pumping him in there, and finally Bones got tired. He said, enough. That's one that I'll never forget, because they were titanic. Bones is a big, strong guy, 6'3", probably 230, 240 pounds, and he just had a big right-handed pull swing, and he just hit monster shots out of Fenway in that round, and it was unbelievable. That's probably one of the ones I remember. Another one I remember was, if I'm okay to take one more.
Absolutely. We'll give him an extra. I guess that's fair.
1982, same situation. We're at Yankee Stadium, and we're playing the Atlantic Collegiate Baseball League. Ronnie Darling is on the team. Ronnie Darling started the game at second base. Then he went to left field. He turned a beautiful double play at second base. He played left field and made a diving stop in the left center field gap. And in the top of the ninth, hit one over the Yankee bullpen for the win. So that was cool because I was standing next to Rich Magner, a very good friend of mine who was the manager of the Hyannis Mets at the time. And we're leaning like I'm leaning right now on the bullpen wall because there's a bench that you can stand on so you can watch the game. And Ronnie just got into it, and you could just see when he took the swing. And Richie says, "Oh, he got a hold of that." And I said, "Holy mackerel, he did." And Richie goes, "Duck!" And it went flying over our head. He hit it over the Yankee bullpen in the old Yankee Stadium. It was just amazing, the day that Ronnie Darling had. And he was a hell of a player. Another two-way guy back then, but he could pitch. Ronnie could pitch.
And it's stories like that that make the Cape League so special. This has been Anglers in Depth with manager John Schiffner talking about the 2013 All-Star Game. Thanks so much, Schiff.
My pleasure. Thank you, Keith.